Why do businesses fail? There's only one reason. Only one reason why your business will fail. But let me tell you what the reasons aren't. It's not your business partner. It's not your product or service. It's not your staff. It's not your spouse. It's not your competition or your price point. It's not even the government or the interest rates. In fact, we'll probably hear moving forward from here, oh, it's Brexit. And let's look at different examples of companies that have grown through adversity. Big companies like Google that started after the dot-com crash, or Facebook that grew through the global recession. No, the only reason businesses will fail is because of you, the business owner. My name's Peter Sage, and I've spent the last 3 decades nearly as a very active entrepreneur with many global success stories and many global failures. And I've come to terms with being able to own all of that. I'm here to say that if you can't own your successes and failures, then you can't move forward. Are you still with me? Great, because on this video, what I really want to do is offer you some advice on how to select the best business coaching for yourself. What do you want to look for in the minefield of business coaches? Let's get some real value here. Now, the first thing you want to be looking for is understand the difference between advice and opinion. Everybody has an opinion. What is the difference? Well, advice is information given firsthand from somebody that's been there and done what it is that you're looking to emulate. And I see so many business coaches that have never actually ran a business. Would you trust a skinny chef? No. Would you hire an overweight personal trainer? No, of course not. So why would you take business advice from somebody that's never ran a successful business? In fact, more to the point, I would go further and say, have they actually had failures as well and learned from them and been successful after that? Because failures are your biggest capital. They're where most of the learning can come from. So if you're looking to take advice from somebody and know that it's not opinion, talk to somebody who's actually been there and done it, ran a successful business, maybe had some rocky ground and come back from that. All the years in the businesses that I've ran, I've really focused on 3 cornerstones that make up great business advice. Now, the first one is fundamental to business owners, and that is the tactics required to operate a business. Every great business coach understands tactics, and that's what most of them teach. In fact, 95% of business coaches only focus on tactics. What do I mean by that? It's your sales, it's your marketing, it's your HR policies and procedures. It's all of the fundamental aspects that you need in order to be able to operate a business, being able to manage cash flow, being able to organize your HR, and being able to apply marketing into the marketplace. All of that is tactics. You have to learn it. That's your craft as a business owner. But if you're only applying tactics, you could have the best tactics in the world, but if you don't have a plan for how to strategically execute them, then you're going to fall down. You've got no direction, which is where the second pillar really comes in. And the second key critical pillar of understanding business advice is understanding strategy. So you can be a good tactician, but unless you're a strategist, then you're going to get lost with your competition. So what is business strategy? What is great business strategy? It's asking better questions. Why are you in business in the first place? What are you here for? What are the pain points that you're solving for your customers? Why are you the people to solve it? And what does your business stand for? What is the overarching strategic objectives that guide the business when it gets stormy? So that you're not just moving pieces on a chessboard, but now you understand a lot of the thinking that's required on how to win the long-term game of business. That's where strategy really steps up. Now, the challenge with strategy is it takes a deeper level of thinking. Most business owners are too reactive to the marketplace and too busy being busy to really focus on strategy, which is why they struggle so much. Now, and there's also very few business coaches that really understand it at a deep level. Now, I've been very fortunate enough to work with some of the greatest business coaches in the world. For example, the late, great Chet Holmes was an incredible strategist. People like Jay Abraham, who is a business genius and understands the role that strategy plays over and above tactics. I've been a business partner with Jay. And understanding that as a business owner, if your strategy doesn't lead your tactics, you're going to get left behind. So while strategy and tactics are fundamental to business success, there is a third and critical component that almost no business coaches talk about, and that's because they're not qualified. And that's psychology and mindset of the business owner. And very few psychologists are business coaches, and very few coaches are business psychologists. But if we go back to sports, what you'll find is that all great sporting coaches understand that the physical components are just the price of admission. But when it comes to game day, 80% is mindset. Again, have a think. If you go to Lionel Messi, one of the greatest footballers in the world, the difference between Lionel Messi on a great day where he can't put a foot wrong and he's scoring goals and his feet are just poetry, versus a day where he's just not up to speed, has nothing to do with how many new skills he learned that week. No, it's whether he's on game or not, whether his mindset is there or not. Now, as a business owner, you can learn all of the strategy and tactics in the world, but it's who's applying the strategy and tactics that is the most important part, and that's you. So unless you understand how to manage you on the inside, it doesn't really matter what's going on the outside. After all, outer world follows inner world, not the other way around. So how do you really address mindset? I mean, there's so many different layers that we can go into here on mindset that so many people just don't address or are even unaware of. Most of the behaviors of business owners are unconscious. So how can you possibly understand what they are unless you have somebody to be able to point out your blind spots? If you'd like to learn more about tactics, strategy, and mindset, then I've recorded a video on each of these where I really drill down and not only offer some valuable content that can make a difference in your business now, but also it outlines the framework for how I teach and synergize this at my 3-day business school. So if you'd like to get access to that right now, simply click the button below, and it'd be a pleasure to be able to add value to your business to help you become the entrepreneur you were born to be.